story be told.
Frontier communities like Dodge City had a lot of problems. One of the worst was scarcity of goods and of men. The right kind of men for the jobs that needed to be done. And sometimes the pressing needs were a problem for the law and for Wyatt Earp.
Of course, I have nothing against President Grant myself. But this salary grab just don't seem to sit well with folks. $50,000, you know, that's a lot of money, Marshal. In fact, they say $7,500 is a little too much money for an ordinary congressman. At that rate, I might go into politics myself. In fact, my friends have been suggesting it for some time.
You certainly have the wind for it.
Well, you see now, Marshal, the trouble is I don't settle down in any one place. I happen to be in hives, buying and selling. In fact, that's what brings me right here to your city, Marshal. You care for a cigar, sir? You, young man?
No, thanks.
You don't talk much now, do you, huh?
I guess you do enough for all of us.
Well, I was only trying to be sociable, Marshal.
No offense. You go ahead and enjoy your cigar. This your first trip out west?
This far west, yeah.
You going on to the mountains?
I don't know yet.
Just sightseeing.
I'm not a criminal, Marshal.
I didn't suggest you were.
I'm not being very sociable. I'm sorry, Marshal. Just that I hate travel so much. I'll be glad when we get to Dodge.
Yeah, so will I. Well, it won't be too long now.
Get out of the way, Lem! Go around if you want. I got as much right on this road as you. Ain't enough room to pass. Move over! Come on, Lem, move over! Come on, die!
Oh.
Darn you, George Haywood. I'll sue the company, that's what I'll do.
All right, Mrs. Evans?
It's my head, Marshal. Clem, you hurt your arm.
Hurts like fury. It's broke sure.
No, I don't think so. Move your fingers. All right. Just keep still.
Where's my bag?
Ooh, I'm all blood.
Here. No whiskey. And not that dirty handkerchief, Marshal.
Yeah, put it up here.
Thank you. Now, this may sting a little bit, Mrs. Evans, but it's necessary.
All right. Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Just take it easy, honey.
There.
What about Lem's arm?
Well, just a bad bruise and a sprain. I'll just bandage it up. Give him a pill to ease the pain. You too.
Sure was a good thing you was here, Doc.
Why didn't you tell us you were a doctor?
Why should I?
Have a good trip, George? Well, a little rough. Yep. Oh, there's a new doctor. Yeah!
And I thought maybe you better look him over, Doc.
Sure thing. Won't you come with us, Doctor?
No, they're your patients now, Doc McCarty.
I hope you don't mind.
No, I just administered first aid.
Be with you in a minute.
You know, the thing that interests me is what is a doctor doing riding a stagecoach out here and not sure how far he's going?
You just can't stop asking questions, can you, Marshal?
Well, I haven't had any answers yet.
I haven't done anything wrong, Marshal. A man has a right to his privacy.
I'm sorry. My interest is personal, not professional.
Let's start all over again, shall we?
I'd like to. Glad to know you.
Now, what's so strange about my traveling west? Half the nation seems to be nowadays. People traveling west, settling new towns. They'll be needing doctors, I think.
Need him badly.
So then, why should a young man stay in the crowded east?
Whereabouts in the east are you from?
Cincinnati. That's where I first set up practice. But I decided I wanted something different.
Well, there are not many places out here that have doctors. Those that do have them need more. Here, for example.
I was thinking of something further west. Denver, maybe.
Dr. McDowell here left me with nothing to do. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
I offered to pay him, but he wouldn't take nothing. If you was going to stay here, I'd bring in a split of hog and some greens for you.
He says he's going on west, Lem. Going to settle out there.
Well, gee, how's a fat? What better place to settle than right here? Huh. Of course, we got Doc McCarty.
I'm all for it, Lem. We need another doctor.
Well, it's mighty tempting, but...
By the way, what's your school? Mine's Chicago.
Maryland. I'm from back there, Baltimore.
Maryland, let's see. Doc Fletcher's dean there. Is he still there?
Yes, last I heard.
You want a place all your own. I wouldn't give you any trouble here. There are too many folks dying because I can't be in two places at once. Think it over.
I will.
Doc, thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye, Wyatt.
See you later.
Hello, Doc.
How are you?
Hi, Doctor.
McDonald? Good day, Doctor.
Well, the horse had loose shoe on and nobody's fixing it. Well, why don't you? I don't know. I mean, he's a blacksmith shop and has a fit. He's afraid to spend $1, that's all. Why don't you have it fixed out?
McDowell, he's doing a good job. People like it.
Have you seen his credentials?
What are you driving at?
Well, I wrote a letter to Cincinnati. This is the answer I got.
Well,
There never was a Dr. Carl or C.M. McDowell in Cincinnati.
so he lied. Does that mean he doesn't know how to take care of sick people? No. Wyatt the West full of men who call themselves doctors but have no credentials to show.
You're a genuine doctor, and that doesn't bother you?
In some ways, but this is new country. We need them, and some of them are good.
Yeah, and some of them kill people that needn't have died.
Yes, that happens. It happens, too, to men with diplomas sometimes. McDowell's good. I've watched him. He knows what he's doing. Look, Wyatt, suppose Carl McDowell isn't a bona fide doctor. As long as he's doing good.
How long will that be? How long will it be before he makes his first mistake, huh? Look, I'm responsible for him, and you vouch for him in front of the mayor and the council.
I took that responsibility.
Without seeing his license or diploma.
He doesn't have one. Not from Maryland, anyway.
How do you know that?
There's no Dean Fletcher there.
You knew that all the time, and still you asked him to stay, huh?
Diplomas aren't what matter out here on the frontier. There'd be little medicine practiced if there were. Why, even the state board doesn't require them if a man can pass the examination. There aren't enough medical schools, and there's too much need.
I understand, then.
Look, Wyatt, it takes a man with insides to come out here and practice. There are no hospitals. You're one man alone doing everything in all kinds of weather. 24 hours a day.
I know, Doc. Takes quite a man.
A man like Carl McDowell. I don't know where he got his knowledge. I'm just glad he's here. And you'll be, too, if the smallpox epidemic gets this far west. It's already to Wichita. Now you can do what you want.
Look, Doc, if he's breaking the law, I gotta know about it.
That's your job, Wyatt. I got my own to do. Delivering a baby. And babies don't wait.
Thank you, Doc.
You be sure and come back tomorrow, Jim.
I'll do that.
Well, Jimmy, looks like you're in another fight.
Oh, no. Just a little old argument.
Hi, Marshal. Come on in, have a cup of coffee.
No coffee for me, thanks. I see you've been patching up Jimmy again, huh?
He's one of my best customers.
You seem to be doing very well here. People like you.
Well, I owe you and Doc McCarty thanks. I'm happy here.
Maybe you'll stay around for a while. Hang up your decoration.
You mean my diploma?
And your license.
Well, I thought you knew, Marshal. They were destroyed in a fire in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I know. By the way, what was that address in Cincinnati?
Why?
Because the U.S. Marshal in Cincinnati's never heard of a Dr. Carl McDowell?
You had to ask questions, didn't you?
It's my job.
You lawmen, you're all alike. Above other people. I could kill you.
Don't try it, Carl. Put it down.
I'm not that kind of a man. But sometimes any man gets fed up.
Even a lawman. Look, Carl, I don't like this any better than you do. We could use you here. Doc says you're a good man.
I didn't mean those things. You've been decent to me, Marshal. Marshal, I'd like to tell you a story. Just supposing. About a man I once knew. He lived on a plantation in the South. That's where it started, with animals. When they were sick or hurt, he learned how to help them. His ambition was to be a doctor. He was ready to go to medical school when the war broke out.
The war changed a lot of lives.
So he went into nursing. 4 horrible years. He worked with the doctors, studied medical books, learned everything he could. And then, when the war was over,
You went home?
there was nothing left. Nothing. Nobody. So he drifted west, trying to make a living. But one thing he knew, wherever he went, there was always somebody needed his help. And he had to give it. Can you understand that?
Yes.
He was a good doctor. But he didn't have a license.
And what happened?
He drifted farther west. Sooner or later, he always had to move on.
Well, he could have gone to the state board, passed the examination.
They're pretty tough on a man without a diploma. But he was as good as many with licenses.
As good as you?
As good as Doc McCarty.
Well, it's a very interesting story. But just supposing still that this young man was very much like you, I'd still have to say get a license before you practice. Because if you don't, you're going against the law. And Carl, I wrote Marilyn. I should be getting an answer in a few days.
You love to hound people, don't you?
Did you ever stop to think about how much trouble you'd be in if somebody died because of your mistake? They call it murder.
Manuel's the doc in?
See?
Doc! Doc! Doc, you gotta come. It's my wife, Martha. Something terrible's wrong with her.
I can't, Mr. Evans. You'll have to get Doc McCarty.
I already been, and he ain't there. Doc, you gotta come.
She might be dying, and there's nobody but you.
Please, Doc.
All right.
In here, Doc. Doc, is it serious?
Yes, Mr. Evans. It's smallpox.
Morning, Doc. Something on your mind?
Wyatt, I stopped and got this package. It came in on the Santa Fe from Wichita.
Oh? What is it?
Inoculation for smallpox.
Well, that's good to have around, isn't it?
Yeah, but wrapped up were some reports on the epidemic so far. One tells how it started in Wichita. Seems as this young doctor diagnosed a case of measles. Took him 3 or 4 days to find his mistake. By then, several other cases had showed up.
You mean if he hadn't made the mistake, these other cases wouldn't have happened?
That young doctor's name was Carl McDowell.
McDowell? And I was feeling sorry for him. Fine doctor he is, can't tell the difference between smallpox and measles.
Ooh, that's an easy mistake to make. In an adult especially. Why, any doctor might under certain circumstances. But the report admits he saved the patient's life.
Yeah, but think of him treating people around here, maybe making mistakes.
That's not what's worrying me.
What is?
He was exposed to smallpox. He might be carrying it. And he oughtn't be treating people unless he's taken full precautions.
Let's go find him. Well, have you seen the doctor?
No, senor. Not since yesterday.
Any idea where he went?
With Lem Evans. His wife is Batsy.
Come on, Doc.
Will she be all right?
I don't know yet, Mr. Evans. I'm doing everything I can.
I know, Doc. It's just that if I lose her, I'll get you some coffee.
Lamb. Lamb.
I'm here, Marcy.
Water.
Just a little. And keep her covered. Doc, don't come in. The place is contaminated. No use you being exposed to it.
That's what I was afraid of. Smallpox?
Yeah.
You know what this means?
You brought it from Wichita.
You know about that?
I know all about it.
I'll have to take over, Carl.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are you, Marshal? I suppose this means I'm under arrest.
You want to wait outside?
I'd like to get a little air. Don't worry, I won't run away.
What's up? What's Doc McCarty doing here? And where's the young doc gone?
You're going to find out sooner or later, Lem. He's not really a doctor.
You mean he's one of them quacks? Don't know nothing?
He's a good man. We think he's competent.
You think? Why, if I'd have known that, he might have done something to kill her. She's dying in there now. It's maybe his fault she's lying there near
Just
dead.
Take it easy, Lem.
Can you deny it?
Look, he only tried to help her. Besides, your wife is going to be fine now that Doc McCarty's here. Now, just take it easy, Lem. Calm down.
That'll make you sleep, Mrs. Evans.
How is she?
Oh, she'll live. Not many folks die of the measles.
What?
Measles. Same mistake, other way around. And after Wichita, I'd lean over backwards, too. But he took good care of her, and she's going to be just fine.
Lem? Lem? Where'd he go to?
I don't know, but you better find him. He might be coming down with the measles.
He might be coming down with worse than that.
Stop!
I'm sorry. Why didn't you stop when I yelled?
I meant to kill him.
Here, let me look at that.
You hear me? I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I heard you. Let me fix this first.
How is it?
Just a flesh wound. He'll be swinging at you in a week.
When I was aiming at you, you just stood and waited, like you wanted me to kill you.
Maybe I did.
Why?
Because I must have given your wife a smallpox. I wanted to die.
I'll oblige. Soon as I'm able.
Why do you want to kill him, Lem?
Well, what he done to Marty?
For treating her for the measles?
Measles.
You just can't seem to tell the two apart, can you? She'll be fine in a couple of days, Lem. Of course, you probably come down with the measles.
Glory be. Then who cares? I'm sorry, Doc. Everything all right here?
Yeah, just a flesh wound.
You want to take over now, Dr. McCarthy?
Nope. You're a patient, Dr. McDowell.
What's worrying him is that you might be carrying the smallpox.
Well, I was careful. Burned the clothes, scoured everything.
Good. The only thing that's worrying Wyatt is that license. State board's having exams over in Hayes next week.
I'll be there.
course, I can't promise you how I'll do.
You'll do all right.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.